And happy spring. So glad it's spring. So let's go ahead and start in a comfortable seat. And you can elevate your hips on the blanket or your bolster or your block, any of those other items. And yeah, rest your hands down on your thighs, and you can turn your palms down or up, whatever feels better. Just want to take a few moments here with your posture. So first, just softening into your hips. And you know, if you ever want to start sitting in a chair, that's totally fine too. If you meditate and you sit in a chair, that's absolutely fine. Your feet on the ground, just somewhere where you can find a nice tall spine and you know, drop into the space that you're in now, and drop into your breath. So anytime, if it's easier, sit in a chair for these first few moments. So go ahead and rock your sit bones a little side to side, no matter where you are, so that you feel pretty evenly grounded through your sitting bones. And then from there, feel length up through your spine. So imagine the curves of your spine here. So your lower back is curving in, your thoracic spine curves out, cervical spine curves in. And then you want to try to soften your belly as we're breathing into the belly. So softening the belly, feeling a lift at the chest. And bring your chin parallel to the ground so that it might help you feel a little more length through the back of your neck. So the chin comes parallel to the ground. Soften your shoulders. Again, maybe you feel a little more length through the back of your neck, and imagine those bones behind your ears drawing back and up as you reach right up through the crown of your head. Softening the palms, whether they're facing up or down. Release any grasping or gripping, holding. So we have some of these boundaries around our body. You know, we have a little alignment here, and that helps to soften the mind. So if our body is all disoriented, our mind will be as well. So it's good to find this first seat where you feel stable, but not overly rigid. So there's some ease, and then breathing in through your nose, down into your belly. Let the breath rise, fill your chest. Exhaling the breath out. Do that a couple more times. You might add in a soft ujjayi here, a gentle whispering sound at the back of your throat. Just another few moments here, dropping into the space that you're in. And whether that space is quiet, whether it's noisy or busy, whether you're alone or with other people, just know that you don't have to create these special conditions in order to practice. Just practice where you are. Paying attention best you can to your own body and your own breath. After your next exhalation, bring your hands to Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. Gesture of honoring, bow your head to your heart and make an offering of your practice, of this time that you set aside for practice. Offer it up to someone or something, a prayer. And let's share the sound of Om. Empty your breath. And let's breathe in together. Exhale and release your hands. Softly open your eyes. And we'll come onto our back and we'll take a pose called banana asanas. We're going to make a big arc through our spine. So you want to bring something over your head to bring your arms up and onto, and it's going to go over to your left side. So it's either a blanket or your bolster. If you know that your shoulders are tight, you want a little more height under your arms, most likely. Okay, so blanket or bolster up on that upper left corner of your mat. And then you're going to come all the way down to the right side of your mat. Okay, and you're just going to lay down. Your whole body is on the right side. Take a moment to feel the ground beneath you. Feel your body dropping heavy into the ground. And then we're going to anchor through the hips here. So keep your hips right where they are. You're going to walk your legs over to the left. Okay, so legs go over to the left just as far as they want to go. And then cross your ankles, whichever ankle feels better on top. Doesn't really matter. And then take your arms over your head, and you're going to lift your head and your shoulders and walk your arms, your head, your shoulders, even your upper back, over to the left as well. And catch your right wrist with your left hand. Okay? But again, you're anchoring through the left hip, or through both hips rather, so that you find this banana shape or kind of crescent moon shape, and you feel this nice big stretch through your right side. Okay? Not going so far that you can't breathe or that you're off balance. You want to be able to be heavy through your hips, your feet, your head, and your shoulders. And then check in with your head. Do you want to look to the left or do you want to look to the right? What feels better? And if you are using something under your hands, just make sure it's in the right place, it's the right height, depending on your shoulders. You might not need anything at all. It just depends. Okay. And so relax through your fingers, relax through your toes. Feeling especially those anchor points of your feet, of your hips, of your shoulders, and your head. Making any adjustments that will make the pose where you find that balance between stability and alignment and ease. And we call that Sanskrit words roughly sukha and stahira, steadiness, awareness, presence, and ease. And as you settle your physical body, start to breathe and feel into the breath. Could be that gentle ujjayi. So ujjayi is our victorious breath. And how you find it is you narrow the opening of your throat to create a whispering sound at the back of your throat. And it doesn't have to be loud or powerful. We're not doing anything that requires a lot of energy here. So just a soft and a rhythmic breath, and that way it can be a tether for your attention if your mind wanders. Invite it back to the sound of your breath, or noting the inhale, noting the exhale. As you allow your body to stay in this shape, to be in this shape, to work into those deeper tissues, to hydrate them and to let go of any stiffness, stagnation, stagnant energy. It tends to pool around our joints, maybe through the hip here, and the wrist, the shoulder. Inviting that energy to flow a little easier so we feel more of a balance within our physical body, within our mind, within our emotional body. Just about 3 more breaths here. And then as you're ready, let's release the arms first and bring your whole body back over to the right side. So you can release your arms, shift your head, shoulders, upper back over to the right, and then do the same with your legs. So your whole body comes back to the right. Take a moment to pause and feel. Could be more sensation through the right side. Could be a little warmer on that right side. Just checking in there. And then if you use the prop for your arms, let's shift that prop over to the upper right corner, and you'll start to shift your whole body over to the left. Now note if your arms kind of went numb or tingly, it just means you are stretching too far. So add a little more height. Usually it's not dangerous, it's okay, but we're not there that long, but you can come out, of course. But if that happened to you, or it felt like it was about to happen, any numbness or tingling, just raise the height of your prop up. Put another pillow there or blanket or something, or just bring your arms down, okay? So go ahead and walk your legs over to the right side, cross the ankles, so you're anchoring through your hips, and then your arms go over your head, and then pick up your arms, your head, your shoulders, and move over to the right as well. Catch your left wrist this time. And it's a stretch, and then it's a softening. So you're not constantly reaching through your feet or constantly reaching through your hands. It's a different practice. Here you find that reach, and then you settle. And make any adjustments. You might walk your right shoulder, right upper back a little more to the right to drop the left shoulder. Move around until you find just the right place to land. And it might take several fidgets before you find that right place to land. It might take a minute, and that's okay. That's why we find that few moments of presence first with breath to see where we're starting from in our practice, in our bodies, in our minds, our hearts. Where are we starting from? How can we best nourish ourselves and where we are right now? So it might take a little extra time to settle sometimes. But it's worth it because we're here for just about 2 more minutes. And that can be a long time if you're feeling like, if I just shifted one more thing, this would feel better. Do that shift. And remember, you're either gazing to the left or to the right. And feeling that stretch maybe through your neck as well. Relaxing the head and the shoulders. And according to Ayurveda, which is the sister science to yoga, the health and healing system of India, this season, the spring season, is a kapha season. It's one of the 3 doshas or constitutions for everything that lives, including nature. And the elements associated with this season are earth and water. And so just maybe for the last few moments here, it might be nice to visualize water or circulation really moving down this left side of your body as you're hydrating these tissues, shifting them around, breaking up some habitual ways of the way we hold our bodies, because our tissues, they get stuck, in our patterns. You might visualize water flowing down this left side. Just a few more moments. And one more breath together. And let's slide the arms down and then move over to the left again, all the way to the left, legs to the left. Pause. Take this moment. Yeah, take a big breath. Feel your body on the ground. Feel the sensations after the pose, if you will. Feel the breath after the pose. And then you can come to the center of your mat. We're going to need a couple of props here. Open up the hip flexors and thighs, perhaps. So we'll take a supported bridge. So a lot of ways you can do this depending on what props you have. So if you have, say you have 2 blankets, let me borrow this for a moment. You can slide this under your hips like so. So we're going to put something under the pelvis. So 2 blankets is nice, okay? Or your bolster, if you want to come up a little bit higher, place that widthwise. I'm going to use a block. It's a nice hard surface there and a blanket on top. So I'm going to put my block on the low height. And then I'm going to take the blanket on top. Here, wait, actually, I'm going to open up the blanket. I'm going to do this right. I'm going to open up the blanket so then it lays on top of the block. And you're welcome to put 2 blocks next to each other. Let's do that. If you have 2, let's put 2 next to each other so you make this little kind of table, if you will. But again, this could be 2 blankets. It could be a bolster, okay? And then, before you come down, if you have a strap, let's just make a big loop. And this is optional. If you have one, make a big old loop with it. And you're going to just put it around your back for now. Have the tail handy so you can tighten it, okay? So you're going to come on down and bring that bolster or that prop right under your pelvis, okay? So not your lower back, it's your pelvis, okay? So supported bridge. From there, you're going to pick up your right knee and you're going to hug your knee to your chest. Okay, so this is, one place we can stay. Another place we can go is straighten out the left leg. So the higher you are in your hips, the more stretch that you'll most likely feel in the thigh and the hip flexors, okay? So if it's too much, then lower your props. And then with the strap, if you've got that, if you want to be hands-free, you don't have to hold the leg, you can put the strap around the front of your shin, tighten it, and I like this strap kind of low back, low ribs, but it might fall and slip, and that's okay. So just have it where you want it, and then make it tight so that it'll hold your leg in place, and you can rest your arms out to the sides. You can find cactus arms, bend your elbows. Okay, so you're either holding your right leg or you've got the strap wrapped around the shin. Okay, plenty of time if you're still kind of choosing which adventure to go on in this pose. Plenty of time to pick. And there's the second side. So let your body settle and soften. Try to relax all of your muscles. Even let that foot just fall to the left. Mine really wanted to externally rotate when I was in that pose, so just let it. That's okay. And then close your eyes and feel into your breath. Maybe it's that soft ujjayi. And you can go back to visualizing water if you'd like, maybe flowing down this left side of your body. Or maybe if there's any stiffness or any tension, tightness here in your hip, you might let the water take that away as well. Visualize these things. They help to move energy, help to keep you present. And it helps to rejuvenate. All of that presence helps to rejuvenate these deeper tissues and our energetic body. There's a lot of big sensations, big feelings here. It could be physically, it could be a lot of mental chatter, or it could be emotional. Just know that that's okay, and see if you can stay with it. If it becomes too much, then you can release a strap or rebend your left knee, but just see what's there. Be curious. See if you can kind of lean into a little discomfort, as long as it's not painful. But it's okay to be a little uncomfortable. And just about 3 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can release the strap from your knee if it's there, or just release your hands. And let's rebend the knees. Bring your feet back to the ground. So come back to supported bridge. Take a moment to check in. And then when you're ready, hug your left knee into your chest. Hold on to the leg. It's that first stage where you can stop, or you can straighten the right leg out. Maybe you take the strap over your shin. Adjust it around your body as needed. Tighten it or loosen it as needed on this side. And relax your foot. Yeah. Relax your toes. Relax your head. Take your arms out, or cactus your arms so your elbows are bent. Really a nice way to open up the chest and the shoulders. And then feel into the breaths and the sensations, what's rising and falling. The mind is busy. Listen to the sound of the breath. Or feel the inhale all the way to the top. Feel the exhale all the way to the bottom. And again, we never want pain in the body, but a little discomfort is okay. Being a little cold is okay. A little hungry is okay. A little uncomfortable in a situation or in your body is okay. It makes us a little more adaptable. And it helps for when we have a stressful moment. It's easier for our nervous system to come back to neutral if we practice being a little uncomfortable. You might visualize the water again flowing down this right side, sweeping away, taking with it any stagnant energy, any stiffness. And just a few more moments here on this side. And then as you feel ready, you can release your left leg. Release from the grip of your hands or from the strap. And you can rebend both knees and pause. Or if you want, straighten out both legs. Take them a little wider So they're out like towards the corners of your mat. And let the feet fall open. You might even reach your arms over your head so you're in this big star shape. And just take just a few breaths here. So knees might be bent. If that's too much for your back, or straighten out the arms, legs. Drop a little heavier. Feel into a sense of surrender here. And one more breath together. And if your legs are straight, you can rebend your knees. And let's lower the arms. And then go ahead and lift your hips up and move your props out of the way. Okay. And then actually, let's take that prop over to the right side. Sorry if you moved it to the left. Let's take it over to the right. We're going to take a twist. You might want it for your twist. You can move your strap out of the way. And then hug your knees into your chest, and maybe a little rock side to side might feel good. Massaging through the lower back of the hips. A couple of circles even. Like you're drawing circles on the ceiling with your knees. Okay, and then bring your feet down so you can pick up your hips, shift them to the left, and then let's bring the right leg down, and then take your left leg over your body so there, maybe it lands on that prop that you have there. So it's your stack of blankets, it's your blocks, your bolster. And shift your hips as much as to the left as you need so that they align with your head and your shoulders. It just feels better. It feels a little bit easier to twist. You have some more space. You can bring your right hand to your thigh. You can stretch your left arm out and look to the left. Your right leg is heavy. Maybe the knee bends as you relax into the shape. And if the outer hip is tight, you might put a little extra support under the knee. If your head feels like it needs support, grab your blanket, take it under your head or a pillow. Let your eyes soften as you send your breath into this left side, into this left lung, outer left hip. And relax through your toes, through your fingers, release any gripping or grasping or any desire to change whatever is in this moment. Just try to be in this moment just as it is. Again, whether it's quiet in your space or whether it's loud or busy. Whether you're alone, you have a room full of people or pets, just try to be with, where you are right now. Let the breath help. Follow the breath. Use it as a tool, the sound, the rhythm. With the eyes closed, help draw your gaze more inward into your inner landscape rather than this outer world. Last few moments here. And then as you're ready, you can release your twist, come back onto your back, shift your hips to the right so they're back under your shoulders, and take a moment to pause, legs straight or knees bent. Maybe you're still, or maybe you're moving, rocking your hips side to side, or making those circles on the ceiling. And let's move your prop over to the right side. You can use the bolster if you want. Over to the left side, that is. And then shift your hips to the right. Straighten out your left leg and hug your right knee in. And then take the leg over to the left onto your prop. Snuggling that prop right up, till it feels good. Maybe even put your foot on there, your whole leg from your foot to your knee. Yeah, there you go. Stretch out your right arm and let your head fall to the right, if that's okay for your neck and shoulder. Again, if you feel any tingling or numbing sensations, or it's just too uncomfortable, the shoulder is tight, you can lower your arm down, you can touch your ribs with your right hand, you can take a prop under the shoulder. You can keep your gaze or your head, back of the head on the ground if it's too much to turn the head. Just make sure the pose makes sense in your body. Softening where you can, softening any obvious areas of tension in the body, and really softening the belly so you can take some fuller breaths deep down into the belly. You're feeling the diaphragm move. Stimulating the vagus nerve, helping us go into that rest and digest mode. Go back to visualizing water, the flow of water, if you like, flowing down this right side through the hip. And again, take with it anything that is unnecessary right now. Or any stagnant energy that's stuck in our deeper tissues, in our joints. Allowing our breath to nourish our bodies. Fill in that space. And just a few more moments on this side. As you're ready, you can release, come back through center. Shift your hips back in line with your shoulders. And then again, straighten out the legs or bend your knees. Stay still or move a little bit. Drawing some circles on the ceiling, perhaps, or just rocking side to side. And then carefully rock over to one side. So just one last short hold. Open up the chest before Shavasana. So a couple options. If you have a blanket, you can roll it up. It's a fish pose. So you're going to take something under your upper back, under your heart. So it could be this rolled up blanket. And you'll slide it right under your upper back. Or it could be a block on the low height. You can take your arms out to the sides and just feel a lift of the chest. Okay, so the block would be more, would give you a higher lift of your chest if you want that. And you can have your knees bent or your legs straight. You can bring your feet into butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees wide. So just maybe 6 or so breaths here in this fish pose variation. So just a lift of the chest, so an extension of your spine. Yeah, and if you're in butterfly, you can support the outer thighs with some blocks, pillows, or blankets. I'm going to set my timer just about a minute here, so 6 or so slow breaths. Trying to breathe into both lungs here, expanding through the front of the chest, the side of your ribs. Especially if you find yourself during the day rounding in your upper back. This is the complete opposite of that. So just take this quality time here, take some breaths and find some space here. One more breath together. And so if you are in really good space, you just want to stay here for Shavasana, that's of course just fine. If you want to come into a different shape for Shavasana, then slowly come out of this shape. You just roll to one side, move that prop out from under your back. And then perhaps you want to just rock a little side to side. You can bring your feet down, just rock your legs side to side, little windshield wipers. And then maybe sliding that rolled blanket, bolster, or pillow under your knees. So a pose of complete surrender where you can rest, relax. Arms away from your body with the palms facing up. Again, relaxing through the hands and the fingers. No gripping or grasping or reaching. Just presence. And then relaxing through the shoulders, the hips, the legs, the feet. No matter what shape they're in, no matter what props are supporting you, lean into those props here. Lean into the natural rhythm of your breath. And let everything else go. We can just stay within this inner landscape of your body, energy and the breath. Not worrying about what's happening in the outside world, just for now. can begin to slowly deepen your breath. Find some small movements through your fingers and your toes. You can roll your ankles and your wrists. As you're ready, you can stretch your arms and your legs away from each other, reaching from your fingertips all the way to your toes. And then as you exhale, drop your body super heavy. When you're ready, lower your arms, bend your knees, and roll over to one side. Find your fetal shape. You can use your arm as a pillow. A sense of rebirth and renewal with this pose. Just relaxing on our side for a moment. Taking only what we need to go forward with. And then come on up slowly, eyes soft or closed. Once you settle into your sit bones, you can again rock them side to side. Feel that length up through your spine. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra. Come back to your offering for practice. And let's close together with one Om. Empty your breath. And let's breathe in together. Thank you so much for the blessing of your company. May others as well benefit from our practice. Namaste.